What's up everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm super excited for today's video because we get to welcome our first sponsors to the channel. Thanks to Boost Auto, we get to replace our non-turn signal OEM mirrors with some mirrors that not only have a turn signal in them, but are power folding, auto defrost, have the daytime running lights and the switchbacks. So I am super excited to put this upgrade in. Let's get it unboxed. Alright, I have everything roughly laid out here because I like to get an idea of where everything goes before I start installing stuff. So obviously we have the mirrors and we have the OEM clip that we will unclip from the previous mirrors. Everything else is extra. These are the wireless modules for the power folding. If your mirror doesn't have power folding, you don't need to worry about that. Mine does. So they have connectors that will go into power and ground contained to each door panel. So that's what these wires are for. And these connectors, you tap into the 24-pin connector. Plugging into the mirror, we have the blue and the yellow wire. You don't need to worry about the orange. I don't have power extending. Same over here, blue and yellow, no orange. In here, you know this is the driver's side because it has two connectors. It has the 6-pin and the 8-pin. This one is the passenger side because it only has the 6-pin. All of this wiring will be self-contained in the door panel. All of this wiring will be self-contained in the door panel. It operates off a wireless signal that we will showcase in the video. These contain the switchbacks, so I have daytime running lights and I have turn signals. Daytime running lights are these orange wires. They'll be spliced together under the dash and one wire will run out to the headlight to tap into the daytime running lights. The blue wires are for the turn signals, so these will each go out individually, one to the left light, one to the right light, and then each of these connections will be protected by a fuse. So that is the complete kit. We do have some additional zip ties, but now we're going to jump into first removing the door panel, installing the mirrors, and then running the wires. So the first thing we would need to do is remove the 4 screws. There's one here, and then 2 down here. I've already done this, so we're going to remove the handle next. Handle is a T40, and now we should just be able to lift this up and pull it off. There are 2 clips on the back side. Now the door panel can be completely removed. These are the 2 clips. They're just little tabs on them and then you can wiggle them off. There are 3 10mm bolts holding this on. When removing the mirror, the electrical connector has tabs on the side that need to press before pulling the mirror out. So make sure you do that and don't just rip the mirror off. Got the new mirror in place. In the other videos I saw this was mounted to the door panel. I would ideally like to mount it right here, which it looks like it'll line up and should clear everything, but we're going to see, and then I'm going to try and put the door on and just see what happens. I really think that's going to be a good spot, but we'll find out. Yeah. That's perfect. Now that we got mirror in place, relay in place, plug everything together. So we have the one harness that has the 6-prong connector connected through the blue and the yellow. We have the other harness that has the 8-pin connector connected through these 2 white ones. We are not going to use the orange. I believe these are for power extending. Now we have the 6-pin connector there. We have the 8-pin connector there. We are now going to tap into this connector. So the 2 lines we are interested in are 8 and 9. This is, in my case, the black and the pink with yellow. Your colors might be different. Line up one of these taps here, and then you're just going to squeeze until it clicks. There's one. Well, that's connected up now. I do want to tape these so there's not too much vibration on them. Alright, we got all that hooked up. Power fold should be good. Power fold, power extension, it's all controlled through this. This mirror only has power fold, it doesn't have power extension, so that means this only comes with 3 connectors. We will not be using the orange connector, so we could just tuck that away. For the 2 white ones with the purple wire, you're going to plug both of them in. One's male, one female on each end, so it's impossible to get wrong, and that will plug into the 8-pin connector over here on the driver's side relay. Driver's side relay has 2 connectors on it, passenger side only has 1. The other connector is going to be ground, power, and then also comes back here and plugs into the mirror for the blue and yellow wire. So you can see the blue and yellow wire comes up along here, plugs into there, branches off, power and ground, Both of these are fed through the white, come here, and then are T-tapped into the 8 and 9 wire here, the black one and the pink one. The black goes to black, the red goes to pink. Passenger side, we have a similar setup, less complicated. We have the black wire, and the only connector we have is the blue and yellow. We're not using the orange again, but we don't have those two 4-pin white connectors. We only have the blue and yellow. It does still come in. It branches off. We have power and ground here. You'll tap into the black and pink wires on this side as well. They are the middle 2 wires on the white and yellow connector. And then the other ones come back here and tie into the relay. It does have a little fuse back here. So that covers the power fold part. We're going to plug in the wire right there, run it through the door jamb, and then out through there. So we got the grommet popped out from the door side and the cab side. There are 4 tabs around the 4 corners here. We'll need to unclip that, and then we can finish running the wires through the door, through the grommet, and into the cab. Now we got the 4 tabs pulled out and we got this popped out, so we're going to go ahead and unclip these. We got the whole thing taken apart, unclipped. So now we're going to pull that wire through there. I had a piece of speaker wire laying around, so I was able to use this to push the wire through. Got it through here, and now it is coming out this side. Still need to put it through the bezel. Put these back in, plug it in, put the grommet. We have the orange and blue connector connected, running through the door. It runs through there. We can see the ones run in through the grommet from the driver's side. From the passenger side, they run along the hood release cable out through the grommet to the engine bay. One difference I noticed when I was installing this is it tells you to pull this out for the driver's side. You're supposed to pop these white clips off, and then that allows you to get behind there to route the blue and orange wire through. On the passenger side, however, once you take off that little panel, you see that there are a bunch of wires over here, not just 2 clips to take off. So instead of taking off all these wires, I just routed the orange and blue cables through this cable that was already here. I'm not sure if you'll have this in your truck, but this is what I did for mine. We have the blue and orange connectors coming into the engine down there. We have the blue from the passenger side going along there, down along the fender, and then it comes to the headlight. To remove the headlight, you're just going to take off the 2 bolts in the front, and then there's a bolt behind that you can access through this hole. Then behind the headlight, we have the blue. We have it tapped into the fuse that is provided. And then we have this T-tapped onto the number 1 wire. Now, since I have the Alpha Rex, I was able to not tap it into the factory harness. If you don't have aftermarket lights, you would be looking to the pin all the way to the left that is not black, and you would tap into that for the blinker. Coming over to the driver's side, we have both sets of orange wire and the driver's side blue wire. Coming in, driver's side blue wire, same way into a fuse and tapped into the number 1 wire. Similar here with orange, that you would tap it into the middle wire over here from the factory harness. Because I have aftermarket headlights and fog lights, I was able to tap it into this wire that also runs from the daylight running light, but otherwise you would just tap it into the middle wire here. So you'd have blinker on number 1, and then daytime running lights on number 2. To work the automatic mirrors, all you need to do is you can enable it by pressing left 2 times, then right 2 times. Up will fold them out, back will fold them in. So, hear that beep. Want them back in. Once you hear that beep again, it'll return to the normal mode, and then you can just adjust the mirrors up and down. Overall, this install was super simple, as Boost Auto has a ton of install videos out there available for every make, model, and configuration. I chose the model with every option, including defrost, power fold, switchback, and turn signals, but you can configure them without one or several of those options. You can mix and match, and with all the install videos out there, you can be sure there's one for your configuration. This is a great solution to bring a power fold upgrade to older trucks and add a couple other options while you're at it. Thanks again, Boost Auto, for sending me fully loaded mirrors to complete my lighting setup. Now I guess I should get around to wrapping the bed and the cap. On to the next project.